Hi, welcome to another edition of Lunatic Fringe, the show that comes back to haunt you. We've got a great treat in store for you tonight because we have a special musical guest. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to folk rock singer Phil Woolley. Phil, great to have you on the show.
Yeah, right.
Phil had a hit back in 1968 called Don't Eat the Daisies, and since then he's been working on a phenomenal career.
Did you find it?
No, I did.
Well, then go on back and look, will you?
Phil, I believe you're on a comeback. Is that true?
No, I'm not on a comeback. What are you talking about? I've been working steady through the years. I had the hit record, and I've been working, all right?
Yeah, what brings you back into town?
I'm here to visit my ex-wife and work one of the local dives.
Phil was born and raised right here in Lockport.
Yeah, right.
And also, Phil, now your music. Now, what kind of message are you trying to throw out?
It's not in there. Can't find it.
Did you look in the back seat?
Yes, I looked in the back seat.
Well, then go look again, will you? I don't believe it.
Man, stupid kids. What?
Message. Is there a message you wanted to, in your music to tell the world about?
Love. Love. My message is love. I'm trying to get that point across. The last album has a heart on it, and you know, it's talking about love. I think people should have more of it.
That's great, Phil. And I know you're really popular back in the 60s. All the teenage girls screaming for you. They loved you.
You're not going to bring that up, are you? That girl was not 13 years old. She was 22. And believe me, all she wanted was money, and she got plenty of it. Plenty of it. She got, and my lawyers took the rest. Jeez, I don't believe it. You bring that thing up.
Phil's going to be performing a song for us later on the show, his new single. What's it called, Phil?
Loving you is loving me.
Loving you is loving me. We'll have to look forward to that. He's going to perform it right here on our stage.
One question. Listen, I don't have to do any of that stupid comedy stuff, do I? I mean, I will just be able to do my song and that's it?
Yeah, it's totally legitimate. You just sit here, you do your song, no funny stuff.
All right, okay, all right.
Well, let's get on with the rest of
find
our
it?
awesome show.
I didn't find it.
Well, what do you mean you didn't find it? Do I have to go out there and find it myself? How stupid can you be? Come on, this is ridiculous.
This week on Wrigley's Believe It or Don't. Gene Roddenberry, secretly alive.
Join us as we show you astounding evidence that proves conclusively that Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry might not be dead yet. Yes, he may still be alive, secretly. His wife doesn't even know. We'll talk to renowned ex-scientist Joseph Rubelvich.
As I was studying the gravestone, I noticed a Klingon inscription, barely visible to the human eye. It read, Heknok Yasnik He To, which means, when translated, I ain't dead.
We'll also interview people who've worked closely with Mr. Roddenberry in recent months.
Yeah, I was a close personal friend with Gene Roddenberry. Me and him were like this. He told me one day that the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many, or the one, and he also said that he's not going to really die. He's a fake. He said he's faking dying to make Star Trek even better.
There will also be thought-provoking comments from his most loyal fans.
Oh, wouldn't it be great if Gene Roddenberry really was alive?
And we'll talk to Vincent Farknell, one-time professor at Harvard University.
Yes, we believe that Mr. Roddenberry may have used a special Vulcan mind meld technique a la Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. At the time of his death, the only person in his hospital room was a man by the name of Kevin Patharowski. Here's a picture of him, of Kevin. So we believe that this Kevin Patharowski is the person whom Mr. Roddenberry transferred his life force to. And note this, if you will, we have a special video that we have taken. And if you look very closely at the screen here, you'll see there is Mr. Pathrowski, right over here. This video was taken after, I repeat, after Mr. Roddenberry supposedly passed away. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Has Gene Roddenberry really gone where no man has gone before?
I don't know, and I don't care.
All this and less on Wrigley's Believe It or Don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, Phil Woolley.
Loving me is loving you. Loving me is loving you. All I ever do. That's all I ever do. Loving me is loving you. Loving me is loving you. All I ever do. All I ever do. All I ever do. Loving me is loving you. Don't have a car, don't have a job, don't have a car, don't have a job. That don't matter to you, that don't matter one bit. You've got the bread, I've got the loving. You've got the bread, I've got me. Loving you is loving me. Loving you is loving me. All I'll ever do. All I'll ever do. Loving me is loving you. How's that? Did that take?
And now, the news, with anchorman Bobby Pitt.
Hello, how are you? That's good. I'm Bobby Penn, and here's the news. Tonight's top story, Barry Manilow, secretly dead. Yes, along with reports of Gene Roddenberry sightings come rumors that famous singer-songwriter Barry Manilow is dead and has been in that condition since 1982. Mr. Manilow is said to have died in a serious car accident 9 years ago and has since then been replaced by a wax dummy. Here are some eyewitness reports.
Yes, Barry is dead. Why, just the other day I was at the supermarket in the frozen food section. Well, I opened the freezer door to take a whiff of that wonderful frozen air, and there Barry was, just staring at me, frozen stiff, right between Grandma Rose's lasagna and some twice-diced asparagus. Well, I turned around to share the phenomena with somebody, and when I looked back, Barry was gone.
It's true. Barry's corpse helped me. One day I'd gone to the doctor and he told me I only had 6 weeks to live. And then later that day I came home and Barry was there floating in my swimming pool. And now it's been months and I'm as healthy as ever.
Yeah, I saw Barry the other day. You know, my wife and I had some marital problems. You know, we got in a big fight. But after I saw Barry at that dumpster over at McDonald's, dead as a doornail, you know, really helped out. He made the marriage a lot better ever since. We haven't been in any fights or nothing.
Yeah, one day about 4 months ago, I was outside on a ladder outside my house cleaning windows. They're filthy. Of course, my husband doesn't do them. I fell off the ladder. I thought I was a goner for sure. I thought I was dead. And I don't know where he came from, but Barry's body broke my fall. Can you imagine that? He disappeared after that, but if it wasn't for Barry, I would not be alive today.
What? Barry's dead! What's this world gonna do without Barry?
Barry Manilow, is he dead? Perhaps it's just wishful thinking. We'll keep you posted as more corpse sightings come in. Elsewhere in the news, a violent gang fight broke out downtown tonight between the two toughest gangs in the city. It took place in an alley near Heighton Hill Cinema after the theater let out its audience following Naked Gun 2.5. On the scene is Bill Board. Perhaps he can fill us in on some of the terrifying details. Bill?
Hey, has anybody got a comb? I haven't had just crawled out of bed and I haven't had a chance to brush up yet. Well, yeah, you know, that night job I have at Wegmans stocking, it's just really biting into my sleep. I just, so you have a brush is fine, yeah. Oh, man. Hey, hi, there. This is, can you get the, Hey, yes, this is Bill Board reporting live. We're here live from IBC News, and this is the exact spot where the gang fight that we heard about between the infamous Snake Lords and the up-and-coming executioners took place only hours. It was a couple hours ago, but we're here live, folks. Yes, and as you can kind of see, it was a spectacular rumble. There was just bodies. Well, there was bodies all over the place, but the sanitation crew cleaned them all up. They did a real good job. Well, there's scattered debris around, and here's one of the weapons here, folks, that were used in the. Well, no, that's just a butter knife, folks. Well, like I was saying, there was probably we heard reports that there was hundreds of hoodlums all over the place, just crawling with hoodlums, and there was blood too, splattered. But they cleaned it up. Now, right here probably, can you picture it right here? A couple guys probably wrestling and jockeying for position. But what? Who's this kid? Hey kid, do you know anything about the gang fight that we had?
What gang fight?
I'm Bill Board from IBC News, National TV. We're here trying to get some information out of any eyewitnesses about the gang fight.
Oh, yeah, that gang fight, man. That was awesome, man. There was dudes all over the place here, man.
Hey, wait a second. Are you one of the executioners or even one of the Snake Lords by any chance?
Oh, yeah, the Snake guys. Yeah, I'm part of them, yeah. And I'm one of their main dudes, man. And you should have seen me. I was taking on 3 guys by myself, man. It was a huge rumble all over the place here. And nobody messes with me when I get pumped, man. And when the cops came, I was still fighting. I was still right in the thick of things. And then there was 7 cops, or 6 or 7 cops on my back, and I was still beating up one of those other gang guys. Oh, and it was the leader too. It was probably the leader, man. He was wasted by the time I got done with him, man.
Whoa, that is amazing. How in the world were you able to get away? Didn't the police arrest you?
Oh yeah, well they tried, man. We shot off my buddy's new Camaro, man. Plus, man, he just souped it up. with a dual cam 4x4 converter, man. The thing was great. Plus, he put in a quad exhaust manifold. And by the time we shot off this way, to the left, and we put it on to the right, there was dust blowing it out in their face, man. They couldn't touch us, man. Oh. Hey, run! Your head's be pumped. Oh, man, I gotta go, man.
Hey, I bet you that's another gang member. Let's see if we can get an interview. Well, we missed him, folks. Yep, that concludes our special report on the Executioner Snake Lord gang fight. Violence. Will it ever end? Will our streets ever be safe to walk? This is Bill Board from IBC News, signing off. Back to you, Bobby.
Thank you, Bill, for another timely report. Well, now let's go over to Dwight Borkin for tonight's editorial. Dwight? We'll come back to Dwight a little bit later. Elsewhere in the news, tax-exempt garbage fee-eyed. The tax-exempt garbage fee-eyed. A yearly garbage collection fee for tax-exempt property owners in the city is being considered, according to Mayor Thomas Rotundo. City Assessor Robert P. said there are more than 300 tax-exempt properties in the city, of which about 100 are not-for-profit agencies, churches, and rectories, the YMCA and YWCA,
I believe that's one.
and the Red Cross.
Okay, give me a little
Gorbachev
slack
may
here.
resign.
Down here.
As the Soviet Union's most powerful leaders compete fiercely over who has the right to decide its future, an aide to Mikhail Gorbachev said today the Soviet president will soon resign.
Definitely a one.
Schmahu, what are you doing?
Oh, I was just helping Mr. Guy take some measurements for the new city's building.
Sorry, Bobby. I had to get these measurements before value closed.
Dwight?
We seem to be experiencing some technical guy difficulties. Please stand by. Now we return to the news. Filling in for Bobby Penn, Elvis Presley.
If you're looking for trouble, they came in the right place. Well, look at this, man. Look at this now. Wilson Field Day is successful. Warm, sunny weather helped draw a good crowd to what proved to be one of the best years for the Wilson Field Days. Sponsored by the Wilson and the Fire Company. The Gary Darnell, the co-chairman, he says, we don't know how much we brought in yet, but it seemed to be pretty much like last year. And that was the best year yet. It's cool. A truck thief didn't get very far with a stolen vehicle, but did elude the Lockport police early Monday. All kinds of great stuff in here. Oh, look at that. The Wilson Senior High School, the yearbook staff, they'd like to announce that the school photo guidelines have just been voted on. I dream like a fool, treat me mean and cruel, but love me. Unbelievable. We got some dogs available for adoption. These friendly little critters are available through the Save a Pet program. Tootsie is a German Shepherd. Oreo, a Husky. Lucky, a Lab. And we got Yodi, a Spay Femme. I don't know what that means. And then we got also some mixed breeds here, and we got Donna, Breezer, a few things like that. And we got some cats too available for adoption, Taggy, Chi-Chi, and Buffy. So that's kind of neat. What else is going on here? Oh, look at that. Hard at work behind the scenes at the annual policeman's picnic at the Farm and Home Center. We got Stefano Pelicano. He was part of the kitchen crew. Real cool looking cat. Well, that's just about it. Let me see. Anything else happening on the news here? Oh, we got a barnyard fire. Oh, look at this. Lockport man has won $1,428.50 in the New York State lottery game. William Canope bought his winning ticket at the Jiffy Mart. We got all kinds of great stuff here in Lockport. That's just about all the time I got, so we're going to wind it up from here. In the meantime, you folks keep tuned to the station, and I guess that's about it.
Oh, hello. My name is Charles Minkin, and welcome to Television Mailbag here at Lunatic Fringe. This is where the fans like you write into us and tell us what you think of the show. I'm afraid of that. Let's read some letters. Dear Lunatic Fringe people, I really admire your fine show. I watch it every week, and I want to say that I'm thoroughly impressed. It's hard to find something so intellectually stimulating these days. Keep up the good work. Yours truly, Glenda Jackmeister, 412 Winston Street. Dear Glenda, are you on drugs? How can anyone who has enough common sense to write us a legible letter to the television station possibly think that this show is intellectually stimulating? This show is an intellectual cesspool. The only shows on television which are less stimulating are Scooby-Doo, Charles is in Charge, and WWF Wrestling. Think about it. Do you want to become brain dead like our producer? Hey. Shut up! Glenda, use that clicker, change the channel, don't watch the show anymore for your own brain. Now on to our next letter. Dear TV Mailbag, just writing in to say hi. Tell me, how do you work those cameras and everything? It must take a lot of practice. Jimmy Gorkin, 1213 Chickaboo Lane. Jimmy. Not a nice name. Well, Jimmy. Anyone can work a camera! Anybody! We have an idiot, a buffoon, technical guy. Nobody knows his name even. I don't even think he has a name. He walks around here pointing cameras. He handles everything here. You can learn how to operate a camera. You want a job? Come down here. Is your IQ level above 5? You can operate a camera. Come on down here, Jimmy. Next letter. Dear Lunatic Fringe people, I think your television mailbag host is so hot. I fell in love as soon as I saw Clothing Store Fiasco. Do you think you could give me his phone number? Sylvia Svensson, 434-4321. Dear Sylvia, I feel I must personally respond to this letter. Those of us in the television biz must deal with deranged women groupie maniacs all the time. You're one of them. So think about it. You want to come in here and harass me? Why don't you harass Geraldo? Why don't you harass Merv? Here, Merv's number here. 716-5554. Call Merv. Don't call me. Listen, leave me alone. You're probably ugly anyway. You're going to come in here, you're going to write me a letter? Why don't you come in person and show me your face? Probably get this big wart on your nose with hair that's growing out of it. I don't want to meet you. I don't even want to meet your mother. Now shut up and keep away from me. Don't write me any more mail. Dear TV Mailbag, great job. I really appreciate your fine sports coverage this season. Maybe next year, the Bills will kick the Giants' butt in Super Bowl 26. Go Bills. Rah, rah. Joe Francis, 111 Bonker Road. Dear Joe, how could you possibly like our sports coverage? We had no sports coverage. We weren't even at the game. My producer couldn't even get me tickets. What he did was he sat at home with the VCR, he taped CNN, And then he sent it over here, and we played it back on tape delay. So listen, get a life. Watch a real news channel. Don't watch us for sports coverage. And besides, the Bills rot! Think about it! The Bills! What do we know about them? They have someone named Scott Norwood as their field goal kicker. Listen, in some areas of the country, they're calling him Scott Norwood. They think he should go to Iraq and launch missiles for Saddam Hussein because the world would have peace. All the missiles would land in the ocean. Everything would be widened to the right. And what about the Bills anyway? What are they named after? Some football teams have the Bears. The Bears with claws and teeth. Grr. We got the Lions, hungry and eating. We have Giants, tall and muscular. We have the Bills. Bills. What do you know about Bills? We get them in the mail. We hate them. And we throw them out and never pay them. So I say we treat our Bills the same way we treat the Buffalo Bills. We throw them out and don't pay them so they win us the Super Bowl. Next letter. Dear TV Mailbag, I'm really getting sick of that obnoxious man who hosts your show. He made fun of fat people, and I think that's rude. Tell him to cut it out. Wilma, Fort Worth, to Kendall Heister Lane. Dear Wilma, what I really like to cut out is your tongue! Wilma, think about it. Anybody who wants to protect fat people must be fat themselves. I sense that you're a porker. Wilma, on the back of your station wagon, does the signs wide load appear? Can you drive on most national highways? No, probably not, because there's a 10,000-pound weight limit on most national highways. You have to stay home, in your house, on your couch, with your chips, watching the Lunatic Fringe. I can't handle this anymore. Don't send us any more fan mail. I can't take it. I don't want to hear from you. Well, that's it here for Television Mailbag here at Lunatic Fringe. We really do appreciate the letters we get, and we're sure to read them all over the air. So keep sending them. We really enjoy it. And all letters will be read by me personally, Charles Minkin. Have a good day.
To write to Lunatic Fringe, send it to 293 Niagara Street, Lockport, New York, 14094.